How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, your Ginger Jody geek. Welcome back to the channel, and I am joined as ever by my good friend Ephraim. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. What about yourself, Peter?
Not bad at all. Not
Good.
bad at all. Excited about this. We're going to be doing recommended reading once again, Ephraim, where
Yeah.
we'll talk a little bit about the comic books that are coming out in April
Yes.
this time. And we're also going to do a little bit of a review of a couple of books we've read and look at some books that are coming out next week. Just to have a little look-see at those. Yeah. So, yeah, lots to get through tonight. Let's just quickly have a look and see who's in the chat. We have got good old StreamYard. Nice to see you, StreamYard. We've got Tragedy. Nice to see you. Let's go. And we have got Fuzzy of the Dunlop. Welcome to another week of Peter and Ephraim Bingo. Who will be the winner? Who will pick the worst comic? And who will pick a boring bloody X-Men book? No X-Men books from me. Oh, hang on. Is there an X-Men book from me? No,
there is for me, obviously.
There is from Ephraim. Yeah, there is from Ephraim. We've got Batman. Nice to see you, my friend. And we've got Deadman. Always a pleasure. And Pet Bez. Yeah, thank you very much for joining. Okie dokie, guys. Let's crack straight on because we've got lots to get through tonight.
Wait a minute, Peter.
Up.
We all know they made this announcement of Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic.
Yes,
I think they made a mistake. I think you should be Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, because you're fantastic, and your YouTube channel is fantastic. So I think they made a mistake. Just saying.
Thank you very much. I've got the Reed Richards sideburns.
Yes,
here,
see?
look.
There you go.
I've got the Reed Richards sideburns. Thank you, Ephraim. Do appreciate that. Okie dokie. Oh, we've got GP here as well. Always nice to see you, GP. Okay, let's crack on. We've got some great books to talk about. April's going to be a good month, Ephraim, because the way we do it, guys, those of you that have seen the show before will know this, but basically me and Ephraim both go through the previews. We don't talk to each other about what books we're picking, and we just kind of throw them out there. And interestingly, this month, Ephraim, we all picked totally different books.
Oh, wow.
But there's just so many good books, you know. So I think it's a good month for comics.
We've expanded our universe. When we first started, we said 5 books each. That's it. Now we say you can put as many books as you want, and we've added new segments as the years have gone by. So.
Well, it's interesting you're saying that, Ephraim, because I was talking to James from Slab Crusader today, texting him, and I mentioned tonight's show, and I went back and had a look. We've been doing this now for over 2 years. Wow. Started off as a recorded video, remember? We used to put it on each other's channels, but then we went to live about 3-4 months ago now. But yeah, been doing this. This is one of our longest running shows.
Yep.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So we're looking at April's comic books, and Ephraim, straight off the bat with an absolute stunner of a book. So you've picked Avengers Twilight.
I just noticed this book, the cover. I pay more attention to it. It reminds me of a Batman cover. Now that I think of it, right?
Yeah. So I think, and correct us if I'm wrong in the chat. Fuzzy, I think you might know this because I know you've been looking at the variants for this. I think each issue has had a lightning bolt variant like this. So I think there's a whole host of them out there like this. But I think it's a stunning cover.
Just when you think they can't come up with new ideas for Marvel or DC, etc., I love this storyline so far. It's called Avengers Twilight, issue number 5. I'm not sure if it's a limit. I don't know if this is the last issue or not.
No, I think it's. I might be wrong, but I think it's 8.
Okay. I've been really enjoying this story. It's written by Chip Zdarsky, artist Daniel Acuna, and cover artist Benjamin Sue. America and democracy are under attack. Can the Avengers of tomorrow save a country from itself as their greatest enemy dismantles everything Captain America holds dear? It's a battle decades in the making, and no one is safe. The first issue just caught me, especially what happened at the very end with Captain America. Obviously, this is set in the future. And I just, like I said, Avengers Twilight, I gave it a big thumbs up. You know, I really have enjoyed this series so far.
Yeah, I'm up to date with this, and I'm absolutely loving the series. Great artwork, great storytelling, a lovely pace to the story as well. I'm just, this for me is going to be I mean, I know it's early because we're only 2-3 issues in, but it's got the feelings of a classic Avengers tale that you'll reference back.
Yes.
3-4 years down the line, we'll be talking about this book, I think. Pad Bear's just confirming, there's a lightning variant for every issue, which is very, very cool. They look stunning, actually.
Yeah, that's cool. Yep.
Yeah. And then, of course, Alex Ross is doing a lot of the covers for this as well, and his artwork is always amazing. Fuzzy, Something Epic 9 is also a homage for this. Yeah, is that the one with David Duck, I think? I'm sure I've seen, yeah, it's another great cover.
I know they've done homage covers, but I've never seen one crossed over from one company to another. Like Amazing Spider-Man 300, but I've never seen one, like this. I love it.
I think this is a very, very cool homage cover. So yeah, Batman, we're probably going to be talking about that on Monday night, hopefully, because we're going to talk a little bit about cons on Monday. I love this blockbuster book. This and Ultimate Spider-Man have been tremendous. Fuzzy, do you know what? You're not wrong, because Ultimate Spider-Man kind of took me unawares at how much I enjoyed that book. Have you read it yet, Efren?
Now, I stopped actually buying books for about 2 or 3 months, but I'm getting little by little, I'm starting to come back and buy some more books. I knew about Ultimate Spider-Man. To be honest with you, I thought about another Ultimate Universe. Is it going to succeed? I completely missed the boat on this, but I'm going to read it.
I'm really looking forward to issue 2 because my enjoyment out of issue 1 had very little to do with Spider-Man, if I'm honest. I really enjoyed, spoilers, ladies and gents, but I really enjoyed the interaction between Uncle Ben and Jonah Jameson.
Okay.
Working together and the banter back and forth. That was it was gold for me. So yeah, great book.
So he's alive in this universe, Uncle Ben?
Yeah.
So it's not the original Ultimate Universe then?
No, it's a new version. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a follow-on from, I can't remember what the miniseries was called.
I know, with the evil Reed Richards.
Yeah.
I read that. That's where I stopped. I haven't read anything yet since then.
Yeah. So it's a follow-on from that.
Gotcha.
Fuzzy, I only received my Ultimate Spider-Man from America last week, and I've read it twice since Wednesday. Yeah, it's brilliant, mate. It's brilliant. I read Ultimate Black Panther the other day. I didn't get the same buzz as I did from Ultimate Spider-Man. Still interesting, but it didn't engage us as much as Spider-Man.
I have a quick question for Fuzzy. Why did he buy his book in America? Don't they sell them over there? Unless this is specific, like a variant. Or...
I dare say it'll be a variant, but let one know, Fuzzy.
Yeah,
Fuzzy picks up a lot of variant covers, so it may well be one of those. Okay, I've picked this. I don't know why. I don't tend to read many Star Wars books, but I quite like some of these black, white, and red kind of storylines because they're easily accessible. I don't need to know all the backstory and all that kind of jazz. It's a standalone kind of book. So this is Star Wars Darth Maul, one of my favourite Star Wars characters. Criminally underused, really. I would expect that I knew it. I nearly said, Fuzzy, it would be a Scotty Young comic. Because I know he's a big Scotty Young fan. So yeah, Darth Maul, superb Star Wars character. And this is saying basically a prison ship transporting a cult known as the Final Occultation goes offline, and Darth Maul is sent by Palpatine to investigate. What he finds on board is the stuff of nightmares. See, that sounds very cool to me. That sounds very cool. So yeah, and I like the cover for this one as well. It's a nice cover.
I really enjoy the Darth Maul character, especially in the animated series when he showed up. I think they missed the boat in the movies though, when they killed him off too soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was a very striking character.
I've not watched the Clone Wars cartoons and all that kind of stuff, but I understand he comes back in those.
Yes.
But yeah. Fuzzy, you're saying that you got it from America, the Scotty Young one. Have they started shipping to the UK, or did you have to get it? Because I know when I tried to get a Transformers one a while ago, they wouldn't ship to us. Let me know how you managed to circumvent that.
Fuzzy, just come on with us right now. We'll
just
talk
come on,
here.
Fuzzy. Just come on, mate. Just come on. Yeah. Efren, this is an interesting pick.
Okay. I am really, for some reason, Black Widow, she got some symbiote on her, when she was helping out Venom, the son, and I go, God, this is a great combination. I really have dug it, and I like this cover because in the background they have the way they used to look in the 1960s. That was pretty cool. This is Black Widow and Hawkeye #2. When tensions between Black Widow's symbiote and Hawkeye put Cliff's life in danger, Natasha will have to decide where her loyalties lie and what she's willing to do to prove it. So, I just really have liked the way she has embraced a symbiote. And so hopefully she doesn't have to give it up anytime soon. I think it's pretty cool. That's right. And I haven't read issue #1. This cover, it just struck me. I was like, wow, I really dig the look of this cover.
Yeah. See, I'm totally behind on this. I've not read any of the stuff of her having the kind of the Venom costume, so I might have to pick this up just to see what it's all about. Fuzzy saying, I love Darth Maul as a character, but I haven't read a Black, White and Red that I've enjoyed yet. That's a fair point, Fuzzy. I think the only one I've really enjoyed was, I think, one issue of the Harley Quinn, Black, White and Red, or whatever I think the title was called. But I recommended it, and then the next issue was terrible. So yeah, I think it's very much hitty, missy. Padware Chris Bell has a stackery. Ah, right. Okie dokie. That makes sense. Padware, if you love the 60s outfits, Efren, check out the Art Jam variant of this issue. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Have a look into that. I'll have to have a look into that. Chaps, just to let you know, guys in the chat as well, because this is the comic show, it seems appropriate we'll give away some comics. And in line with some of the big, exciting, sexy news we've had earlier in the week, stick hashtag FF into the comments section, and I'll give away some comic books a little bit later on. So hashtag FF to be entered into the comic giveaway. Okie dokie. So yeah, interesting one, Efren. I feel I need to get into this Black Widow, so I will check that out.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Do you know what? When the last run of Daredevil ended, and it ended so perfectly, kind of tying in with the Punisher run, and it was a beautiful end for Matt Murdock. You know, I kind of wanted them to just leave it there. But I'm glad they didn't, because this run actually is really interesting. Yep. I know you're a big Daredevil fan, but I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying the artwork in it. It's an interesting take on him. You've had some great guest stars all through this. I mean, She-Hulk a couple of issues ago was really, really cool. Fuzzy, as soon as I said that out loud, I heard it in my head and thought, oh, that sounds wrong. But I thought nobody will pick us up. I should have known, Fuzzy. But yeah, I definitely would, yeah. So yeah, I'm enjoying this run of Daredevil. It's really, really good fun. Are you reading this one, Efren?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, you know, when it comes to Daredevil, to me, I don't. It's a great series so far. And even if it was a bad series, I would still be reading it. But you know, Daredevil is just my favorite character. I just really like the turmoil in his life. He's a priest, and he comes back as a priest. If you don't know this, sorry, you know, he comes back as a priest, but he's still starting to remember who he really is. And I just noticed all these characters, all these bad guys, they have a bullseye in the back of their head. So I'm assuming they were related to Bullseye. But I'm looking to buy a Daredevil statue. So I've never got one. You know, I've seen one on eBay. It's not that bad priced. I want to see. It's not going to be a humongous one, you know, but I can't believe I don't have one Daredevil statue. So
is it a sideshow statue or?
Keep on talking. I'll let you know in a second.
I mean, there are some stunning statues out there, but Daredevil is just it's knocking it out of the park at the moment. I am really, really enjoying this particular run. And the artwork's not bad actually either. So I am enjoying it. Okie dokie.
I found it. If you want to, it's from 2004. This is, let me see who's it from. It doesn't say who's it's from. Daredevil 40th anniversary, 7-inch painted statue diorama. I just think it's I don't know if you can see it right here.
Hang on,
it's a pretty cool looking cover.
Oops, where have you gone? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, Efren, I'm pressing buttons left, right, and centre here. Hang on, that's me again.
There we go.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Nothing too expensive, but I like this cover. It's just unique and just not that overly flashy, but I just like it. So I think I'm gonna get this one.
Good stuff. Go for it, mate. Go for it.
I'll broadcast it on your channel live.
Yeah. Next, we've got Blood Hunt. This is yours.
Oh, it is. It's been a while since I sent you the list. I forget whose it is. I go, I'm waiting for you. Awkward pause. I just like this cover. It's Blood Hunt number 1 is a negative space variant by John Tyler Christopher. And I hope it's a good storyline. John, with you, I haven't, obviously I haven't read it yet, but it says the bloodiest Marvel event ever. The skies have gone dark, the sun hiding its face from the carnage to come. The children of the night, the vampires, have risen from the dark and hidden places of the world as one to drown the Marvel universe in blood. Earth's final night has fallen. Can even the heroes of this doomed world stem the tide that is to come? So I don't think this is part of the 616 universe. It almost seems like a what if storyline.
No, I think it is. I think it's like the big summer crossover event. It's basically vampires versus the Marvel universe, which is interesting. But we've had very similar, good few years ago, where it was in the pages of Excalibur, I think, or Captain Britain, and it was Dracula attacking Britain. And that was very cool. This is just going to be another big Marvel event, but I'm hoping that the main storyline is good. Interestingly, Efren, there's a whole host of different covers for this.
Yes.
But some of them, you can get a version of this book, which is like a red trailer version, where they've amped up the blood and things inside the book, but it's for kind of adult audience. So you can buy it standard version, or you can buy the red version.
So there's a red version of this cover?
No. So it's just a normal cover, but it's got like a red band banner. Do you know how for movie trailers you get red band trailers?
Yeah.
So there's a red band version of this comic, which is more.
I'll have to look at it. Was it on Gmart, the list I sent you on? Or
I think so. Yeah,
I gotta look at it.
So, yeah.
Another reason I put up all these artists that are going to have covers on them. It's just a peeve of mine that they don't show the covers.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to see, what Art Germ has, especially Art Germ. I really enjoy his work. And I do see one at the very end. It says Blood Hunt, Red Band #1. Hooray! I didn't notice that. So
yeah, very cool. Very cool. Fuzzy's saying it's like 30 issue event. I think it probably is, Fuzzy. I think it's a big multi crossover type thing.
Yeah.
Some of them work, some of them don't. But we'll see. We'll give it a go. I've picked this. This has got me really excited. And I know people in the chat will say, oh, Thor. But this is Roxxon Presents Thor #1. This is, in the Marvel Universe, there's been the Roxxon company for a long, long time, who's kind of an evil conglomerate business, headed up in recent years by the Minotaur. And in the latest issues of Immortal Thor, they've bought the Marvel Comics character of Thor in the comic, if that makes sense. And Roxxon have started to publish their own comic version of Thor. And that's what this is. This is Roxxon Presents Thor. Chad Hammer, the son of Odin. I just think it sounds amazing. And as you see later on in this, where it's basically, it's a Mickey take. But this issue features the first appearance of the Thor truck. I just think it sounds bonkers, absolutely bonkers. So yeah, I will be picking up this to have a bit of a read.
So this is a book that's inside the Marvel comic book universe, right? It's just a comic book inside their own Marvel comic book. So it's not a real character, so to speak. It's just a comic book.
Yeah, it's a comic book. Yeah.
Okay. When you guys first mentioned this to me, I'm going, what is going on? Is this a real character or just a okay, I get it now.
It's as if this company was publishing its own comic book line, which is why it's Roxxon Presents rather than Marvel Presents.
So none of the Marvel comic book characters that we know are going to be in this comic book. It's going to be all new characters.
Well, no, it could still have Marvel characters because it's very confusing. Yes. But in the Thor universe, in the comic book Thor universe, the general public are aware of all of these characters, aren't they? Like Spider-Man. Yeah. So it's literally one of them saying, oh, there's Spider-Man swinging past where I'm going to write a comic about him and publishing the comic. So yes, any version of those people can appear in this, I think.
Yes, that's true. Okay.
Yeah, it makes me head hurt. Yeah. But yeah, it sounds good. Fuzzy, I noticed Roxxon in the background of Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah, they're all over the place, mate. It's really interesting. It's been kind of in the background for a long, long time, but it's very cool. Evening, Sean. Nice to see you, my friend. Nice of you to join in. Sean, stick #FF in the comments to be in with a chance to win some comic books, mate. Next, Efren. That's a good looking cover.
Okay, I haven't caught up with Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, but I think I've read the first 3 episodes. I really have loved this series. This is not part of the regular DC universe. It's almost like an off-world storyline, but I really have enjoyed it. And it says the best-selling series reaches its titanic conclusion. 2 worlds face annihilation in an all-out war between the DCU and Legendary's MonsterVerse. With the help of Godzilla and Kong, can the Justice League win a battle against a reformed Mecha Godzilla? So this is awesome. Yeah. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I think we buy comic books, just for the escapism.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's just fun to read. I mean, no earth-shattering news here. It's a comic book, obviously, but it's just great storyline. And I really have enjoyed it so far.
So I've kind of held back reading any of this until it's concluded. Then I'm going to read the full story in one sitting. Fuzzy's not impressed, Efren. Fuzzy's not impressed. I've not read any of it, like I say, but I think the covers are amazing. Yeah. I don't know if you saw the show I did a couple of weeks back, Efren, but I've picked up the 2 issues of this that have got the sound chip in them. So when you open
wow.
when you open the comic, Godzilla kind of roars at you, and Kong roars at you in the other one.
Oh my
Really
gosh!
cool.
Now I gotta buy it. Show me
Yeah.
the pictures of the cover.
Yeah,
Send me a
I
link.
will.
I didn't even know that. That's a pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Apparently, it's the first time it's ever happened in a comic book. The sound chip things. So yeah, really, really cool. Batman, did it get any better? I find Batman didn't enjoy issue 1. I'm looking forward to it.
I love it.
Just remember, guys, in the chat, hashtag FF to be entered into a chance of winning some comics later on. Nice to see you. James Keegan's jumped in there as well.
Who?
Okay. He does
Never
some
heard of that
channel
guy.
knowledge, right? Yeah. Okay. Butcher's Boy #1. This sounded really interesting. This is from Dark Horse Comics. It's a #1 issue, limited series. And it just sounded, when I read the synopsis, it sounded very much to me. Do you remember Sweeney Todd? Have you heard of that story? That tale,
Yes.
Everett?
Yes.
About the barber who used to kind of kill people, and then the pie shop underneath used to sell human pie, basically. And this kind of gave us that feel to it. So deep within the back roads of the Pacific Northwest, an entire town fell victim to the brutal cleaver of the butcher. But that was more than 100 years ago. And in that time, the generational nightmare of murder and meat has been reduced to morbid clickbait folklore for bored travellers to share online. And yet some say the butcher still haunts the streets at night, seeking fresh meat for his larder. A true Lovecraftian horror, or just the feverish dreams of a mentally unstable serial killer? 6 friends on a road trip are about to find out.
Wow.
That sounds mint. That's right up my street. Now you're a bit of a. I mean, you're getting better, Efren. You're getting better. You're not as much of a scaredy cat as
a
you
wimp.
used to be.
You can say it.
Is this the kind of story you would read?
Yeah, you know what? I've mentioned this before, but you guys always talk about horror and your own horror show on YouTube, your own separate channel. Yeah, I've been more and more getting more comfortable reading horror books and watching movies too. It doesn't scare me as much. But yeah, one of the good things about us doing this monthly show is I pick books and you pick books that I just glossed over, didn't really pay much attention to.
Yeah.
And this one is a great looking cover, and it's Butcher's Boy #1, Dark Horse. Yeah, I'm gonna read this.
Yeah,
I can withstand books more than movies, though. I must say,
Yeah, I think this will be good fun. I think it'll be an interesting read. Excuse me.
Okay, so this is my pick, and I've been reading. I'm still in. Obviously, I read as many books as I can, and it's Wonder Woman. She's basically gone up against the United States because one of her Amazonian sisters, beat to a pulp some guys in a bar. I think he might have killed one. Yeah. So they basically been exiled from the United States, and they're gathering up all the Amazonians in the United States. But Wonder Woman's fighting against this. So it's basically her against. And there's this one character known as the Sovereign, and it looks like he comes from olden times where he's considered a king inside the United States, and they bow to him. Even the president kisses his ring, stuff like that. So she's basically going up against the United States and this character known as the Sovereign. So, it says, after being captured by a team of villains, Diana finds herself at the mercy of the scariest of them all. Unbeknownst to our hero, the Sovereign has been pulling her strings since the very beginning of our tale. And now it's time for her to see the world as his way, as she falls under the influence of the lasso of lies. So I think it's been a good storyline, basically, like I said, Wonder Woman against the United States. We'll see what happens to the end.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds.
Do you hear my birds chirping? I'm going to close my door.
I can, but it's all right. It's nice.
Okay.
It's like background noise. It's fine.
Okay.
We've got 15 people watching. Thank you very much, everybody. Please do hit that like and subscribe for this channel and also for Past Point Comics. Please do check that out. And whilst you're doing it, check out One Good Scare as well and give them a little like as well. That would be appreciated. Okie dokie. Now, this one sounded interesting to me, Efren. The cover jumped out at us straight off, so that's kind of what I jumped in on. This is, I'll pronounce his name wrong. This is by Rich Dweck. This guy works a lot with a good friend of the channel's, Alex Cormack. And he did Road of Bones, Sea of Sorrows. I can't remember what the recent one was called. What was the recent one set in the jungle?
Oh, I know which one. When they go like to South America or something like that one, the Rockstar one.
Yeah, the Rockstar one.
I can't remember about that one. No,
can't remember what that one was called. Let one know in the comments if you can remember it. But yeah, he's a great writer, so I really enjoy his work. And this cover jumped out, And when I read the synopsis, I just thought, oh yeah, this sounds cool. Atala thought she was saving the world, but hunting the great beasts wound up dooming it. Betrayed by her lord and left for dead, she awakens in a dark world overrun by nightmares with a single mission of her on her mind: revenge. A thrilling new dark fantasy tale from the minds of Rich Dweck and Gavin Smith. Sounds cool. I'll give it a go. I'll read a couple of issues and see what we'll think. But yeah,
digging the
looks
cover.
interesting. Looks interesting. And then we've got the Bloody Dozen.
So I've been reading this series, and this have been like, I think there's been another storyline separate from this one. It's a continuing series, and this is the second arc, so to speak. This is The Bloody Dozen, A Tale of the Shrouded College by Charles Soule. It says, millions of miles from Earth, when a badly damaged ship and starving vampires, desperate for the power in their blood, are all around them, the Hills family mission to salvage their lives has become a disaster. Not all of them will make it home alive, but there are worse fates than death. This Shrouded College, they pick people from their world to do like missions for them, and it's all going to lead to something, you know. So this is like the second arc, and I think there's going to be 2 or 3 more arcs after this. It's an ongoing series, so I'm curious to see how this is all going to wrap up, and you know, from all these different storylines combined together. So it's been really good. You know?
Yeah, I've not read any of these yet. I know you've mentioned them on a couple of occasions, so I need to get on this and have a read, because it does sound, I mean, vampires in space got
I know.
there, so yeah, I'll have to read that. I've picked this. This is Master of the Universe Revolution issue number 1. Loving the cover. Now. One of my moons on some of the other shows we do is about your birds are going mental, Alfred.
Hang on, I'm gonna close the door. I'll be right back. Keep on talking, okay?
Okay. So one of my moons about comic covers is the dress that they put on. Now that Netflix logo is horrific, just slapped in the middle of the bloody page. Yeah. So I really don't like that at all. But this is in line with the Master of the Universe TV show, the Netflix show, which is brilliant. Revolution, particularly good, well worth checking out if anybody's not seen that. Cheers, Hyde and G. Thanks for that. So yeah, this is fates and ambitions collide, journey to the earliest days of one of the universe's most consequential and fraught team-ups in this first issue of the official 4-part prequel to the Netflix streaming event. Hordak is an ambitious general eager to make his mark. Skeletor is an aspiring mage hungry for power. Join forces, melding ancient Eternian magic with advanced Horde technology. Could bring them all their evil heart's desires, but they'll have to survive each other first. Loving the sound of that. My big issue with this is that I've not read a good He-Man comic in a long time. They've been pretty rubbish. So yeah, I'll give it a go, see what it's like. But that Netflix logo gets right on my nerves. It's ridiculous placement for it.
I don't know why they put that in there, you know.
Yeah,
so.
it's stupid. Yeah. But yeah, that should be a good one. Feral, Efren. Good pick.
So this is written by Tony Fleece. He did that other book previous to this. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on that book with
Stray
the dog.
Dogs.
Stray Dogs, which was a great series. So I haven't read issue number 1, but the artist is Trish Forstner, who also did Stray Dogs. You know, it says more animal horror from the creators of Stray Dogs. The indoor cat still searching for their home in the rabies-infected woods finds others just like them on the run. Yeah. You know, so I just digging the covers. The artwork reminds me of Stray Dogs, so you know that's why, you know, hopefully it's a good storyline. And Tony Fleece has been doing really good work recently. Yeah. So
I think this is going to be a great book.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to this one. This is definitely got my interest. Looking forward to that one. And then I've picked Kill Your Darlings number 8. This is the series finale. The gruesome saga of Rose, the girl who wouldn't burn, comes to its thrilling conclusion. This series has been absolutely first class. I'm actually gutted because I hadn't realised it was ending. I thought that the writer had a few arcs of it, to be honest. So a bit disappointed that it's finishing in 8. Hopefully that'll just be the end of this kind of season of it, and we'll get another season because it's been brilliant. Have you been reading this, Efren?
I think so, but I don't remember. You know, but I have been reading it. You know, I read so many books sometimes I forget which ones I have started to read. but I believe I have read this one. Yes.
Yeah, it's a stunning little. JP, how have you not read Stray Dogs? Stray Dogs is a classic, mate.
Yeah.
It really is. It's well worth a read. Fuzzy had this order for ages. Brilliant Nightmare on Elm Street homage too. Which one's that, Fuzzy? Is that Kill Your Darlings or is that Feral? Can't remember.
Yeah, let us know.
But yeah, Kill Your Darlings, great book. Looking forward to seeing how it all ends. Because it's been an interesting story. Okay, Efren, what's this one?
So Kaya is a story that I have been reading. This is, I can't believe it's issue number 17. It's by Wes Craig. It's basically a brother and sister comic book where her brother has some type of mystical powers and he's supposed to be like a benevolent, lead their people, and his sister's trying to save him. So it's been going on for about a year and a half now. It says Jin, which is the brother, is near death, and Kaya will have to risk her life and the life of her new friend to save him. Lost in the dark realm, Jin encounters a strange new player who will change Jin's relationship to Kaya forever. So it's just been a good storyline. Like I said, it's been going on for over a year now. I thought it was going to be like a mini series. It's just like I said, siblings and the older sister is trying to save her younger brother. He's destined to become a ruler, and lead the kingdom, so to speak. So it's just been a good storyline. Nothing flashy, but just a story that has, grabbed my interest.
Yeah, I've not read any of these, mate. I've not read any of these, but it does sound intriguing. I like the cover work. I like the cover artwork. Silver Coin. So Michael Walsh, Silver Coin there at the bottom. That was a series I used to really enjoy.
Yeah, that was a good storyline,
Yeah. Okay. Next from me, you'd be surprised if I didn't put this on here. This is Transformers. Loving this series. This one in particular is of interest because this is the start of the new story arc and it's the start of the new artist. So Daniel Warren Johnson will no longer be doing the internal artwork on the Transformers book. So I'm really keen to see what his artwork's going to be like. That's not his art on the cover. That's still Daniel Warren Johnson. So yeah, new story arc. Loving this series. I don't need to go into it. I've sounded off about it many times. But just for anybody that's interested, just so you're all aware, CGC are doing a signing and remark event with Daniel Warren Johnson at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so only 100 opportunities for remarks, but lots of opportunity for signatures. So if anybody wants to send books in for that, please feel free to do so. GP, that cover looks rough. GP, it's interesting you're saying that because I'm a big fan of Daniel Warren Johnson. And when I saw this, I thought, oh, is that the new artist on the cover work? Because I don't think that's a particularly good cover. But it's not. That's Daniel Warren Johnson. So, yeah, I was a bit surprised by that. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the internal artwork's like when it comes out. Geiger. This is you, Efren.
Geiger is back. The original series, I think it's been over 2 years now. I really liked the storyline back then. Looks like they're rebooting it. And it says here, the critically acclaimed team of storytellers, Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, return to the nuclear wasteland of their best-selling Geiger for an all-new ongoing series. It says, leaving his home behind, Tarek Geiger now walks the radioactive roads of the former United States with his two-headed wolf Barney. So it's, like I said, I issued the first arc, or when it came out about 2 years ago, I really liked it.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was an interesting character, and I love the covers that they had in the past for Geiger. Basically, he's a radioactive man, and his wife and kids died. He was trying to save them in the first series, but they passed away, and it just goes from there. And he's basically living in a wasteland, almost like Mad Max, but he's radioactive,
So again, I've not read Geiger, but I've heard great things about it. I think I might have picked the trade paperback up, and it's sat on my to-read shelf. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and have a look. Just a reminder, guys, #FF to be in with the chance of winning some comics.
I don't know where it is anymore, but I think I sent you that ash can from San Diego Comic Con.
You did. Yes. Yeah, you did.
I have no idea what I did with mine, but I just,
Fuzzy's just saying he's read issue 5 of Transformers, not the strongest, but decent last couple of pages. I've not read it yet, Fuzzy. I couldn't, my comic shop Reuben Planet didn't have it in for some reason. So yeah, I'm desperate to get a hold of a copy. I might pop back in the weekend and see if I can get it. Okay. I feel like I'm a broken record here because I'm just talking about the same books. but I cannot not talk about Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. This is issue number 5. That cover is amazing. That's the Duck from issue 1. Bit of a spoiler. But I've got a theory about this. I've got a theory. I think in the latest issue, issue number 3, the other killer kind of reveals themselves, or we know who it is by the end. I think they've been following Sam all the time, and I think they're going to dig up this duck, which is why it's on the cover of this issue. Loving this series. It's just stunning. It's a breathtaking little book. Really happy to say Patrick has been in contact. I've messaged him a few times, and he's going to come on either my channel or over onto the Killer Comic Show for an interview next month. So that's really cool. Really cool. And this is Sam's foe was quick and mighty cleaver. Sam's foe was quick and mighty cleaver. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Now Sam will skip town, maybe forever. The town doesn't trust her. They think she's the one. So Sam's on her own, and alone she must run. But maybe, just maybe, she'll learn in the wild and return to that town to face the devil child. Yeah, love it. Love it.
I started reading this because you and especially Dr. Von Hu were going on about it, I think last Saturday.
Yeah.
I just started reading it, and I was like, wow, I can't believe I missed it reading it. It hasn't been that many issues out so far, but I'm all caught up, and I go, well, that's a good storyline.
Yeah.
Just these, characters, these animals that look so innocent, like, dang, that's a good storyline. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like Fuzzy says, flawless storytelling.
Yes.
It's almost, to be honest, it feels to me like it would make a great little TV series or a movie or something like that,
AMC, come on, get on it.
Yeah. Very cool. Oh, Efren, glad you picked this.
Yeah, the first one was Dracula, the Universal Monsters, and Dracula. I think it was by James Tinian. The fourth wrote that one. But I haven't read this one, but this is just bringing me back to my childhood when I was into Dracula, Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and this is written by Dan Waters and Ram V. And it says miniseries premiere: a new horror dream team resurrects one of the most iconic monsters. Acclaimed writers. It says. And rise from the death for an all-new epic years after the events of the original film. So I just barely remember watching this as a kid, but the music alone when the creature comes out of the lagoon, so just bringing back fond memories. And like I said, so far I've read the Dracula one by James Tinney, and now this is a continuing one of Creature from the Black Lagoon. So I'm hoping it's a good read, and I love the cover.
I have pretty much zero recollection of the movie, I have to be honest. I will have watched it, I know I've watched it, but I can't remember anything about it. This has got me excited because I'm loving the Universal Monster line from Skybound. My only hesitation with this, if I'm being honest, is Ram V's name attached to it. Now, some people love Ram V's writing, they think he's one of the best. I find him really hit-y-missy. I've struggled with some of his work, so I will definitely give this a go. But we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Hopefully it's good.
And there are some amazing covers for this, some absolutely amazing covers. So yeah, well worth looking. Fuzzy's seen some great covers for this as well. Pad Bear, Dracula bored me to hell, but I've got to get this for the Joshua Middleton cover. Yeah, I can understand completely, Pad Bear, what you mean about Dracula, because it's a slow kind of paced story. I think I just enjoyed it for the artwork, but I think I put something on Instagram because there were points in issue 4 of Dracula where it was referencing stuff, and I had to go back and read the previous 3 issues because I was thinking to myself, I don't remember that happening at all. I mean, they make reference to 2 main characters about the wolf, Dracula turning into a wolf and being chased around a courtyard. I can't remember seeing that at all. So yeah, it was a bit strange at times, but the artwork was phenomenal. I've picked this. So this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 150. The reason I've picked this, Efren, is not because I'm reading Turtles, but this is the end of this kind of era of Turtles, the end of this big arc. And then after this, we're getting a relaunch by one of my favourite writers, Jason and Aaron. So who did the recent Punisher series, and he's done some fantastic work. So I'm excited about this. I've not read Turtles in a long time, but this feels like it's kind of the end of a bit of an era kind of thing. I did read issue, whatever the latest issue is it 147 or something like that? I flicked through it in the comic shop and put it down because it was not making any sense to us. Donatello's like a wizard now for some reason. Don't know what's going on there, and it was set in the future. But yeah, just mentioning this one really because it's the end of the line in terms of this particular run. People might want to pick it up for spec, but more excitedly about what's coming next in terms of the relaunch.
$10. I just noticed that $9.99. Dang,
chunky book.
Yep.
And then you've picked this. Never seen this before.
When I make my picks, I on purpose look for issues that say number 1. Besides the regular ones we usually pick. And this is William of Newberry #1. Writer, artist, and cover artist Michael Avon Omi. I go, wow, triple thread, does all 3. From the co-creator of the Eisner Award-winning best-selling Power series, this brand new anthropomorphic supernatural series that's Hellboy meets Redwall, loosely based on the real events in 12th century England during what was known as the Anarchy. So I just like the cover. It has to do with the animals, which always grabs my attention. I love like that skeleton in the background, almost like hanging by the Y. So hopefully it's a good storyline, and that's why I picked it. Really getting into the cover.
Yeah, it's an interesting looking cover, and I do like the sound of it, I have to say. I don't know anything about the 12th century.
I was about to ask you.
I don't know what that is. I don't know. Mind you, I probably fell asleep during history class, so I don't know. He's involved in Blue Book. That's not a good comic.
Oh no.
But I'll give this a go. See what it's like. I've picked this because I saw the cover, and to be fair, when I saw the cover, I didn't realise it was just a reprint with a new cover. But this is Jim Henson's The Labyrinth archive edition from the story which was originally told years ago in Marvel comic books with a new cover. I am a massive fan of that movie. Don't know if you've seen the Labyrinth movie.
I think I have. I don't remember much about it.
It's kind of my childhood. I remember going to the cinema to see it, and I've just got fond memories of it. So this is the kind of the retelling of that. It's a nightmare come true for one teenage girl when goblins tear her baby brother from her grasp. Journey back to the iconic fantasy realm of the 1986 classic, crikey, 1986, in this brand new edition of the original Marvel Comics adaptation. I think this will be great. Love to get back into the Labyrinth universe. Fuzzy's not a fan. It's a double turkey. How dare you, Fuzzy? How dare you? I'd love to see more from the Labyrinth universe. It's a great story. So looking forward to that one. Grimm.
So this is an ongoing series. It's called Grimm. It's writer Stephanie Phillips. It's basically they're all supposedly Grim Reapers, but the main character's death takes a turn where she's trying to wonder why she exactly died. So it just goes from there. And this is already issue number 16. It says Annabelle's deal has sent ripples through not just the afterlife, but all 3 planes merging life, death, and the hereafter. Annabelle has brought hell to earth, but Jess isn't going to just let that happen. With the help of Eddie and Marcel, will do what she must to prevent the worst from happening. So I've been really digging this series. Unfortunately, they have like gaps where they don't have anything for months and months and months. So I may have to read the last couple of issues before this to remember what exactly is going on. But so I've enjoyed it so far.
I've recently picked up the first 2 trade paperbacks of this effort, and I got them on a deal at my local comic shop where they had a sale on, and I think I paid £2 each for them, which is like $3 each.
Good
for the trade paperbacks. So I'm looking forward to getting into it and having a bit of a read and seeing what it's all about. Now, this is an interesting one for me. This is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, The Return, 3 of 4. Power Rangers, cack. I mean, not my cup of tea at all, Power Rangers, in terms of the show and all the rest of it. Lots and lots of people have told us in the past, you've got to get into Power Rangers, it's great. I tried watching they did an updated movie last year and it was just bloody awful. So not keen. And then I saw this came up. This was an issue 1, a kind of a start from scratch book written by one of the Power Rangers, Amy Jo Johnson. So I read the first issue and I loved it. It was really interesting. And it was a bit like that Avengers Twilight book in that it's set after the Power Rangers continuity and stuff. Fuzzy's worrying about us. He's gone off the rails now. It was set after kind of the continuity, so all the Power Rangers are retired and things. And it was a fun story. So I will be reading on, and I think the cover artwork is really nice. So this says the new adversary reveals the secrets of the final battle and deadly explosions on the moon for all those years ago. But what what implications arise when the long thought dead are more restless than the Rangers thought? So yeah, I'm enjoying. Well, I've enjoyed issue 1. I'll definitely give issue 2 a go and see what it's all about. You're not a Power Rangers man, are you, Efren?
No, but I'm going to read this. I mean, I love the cover, and I'm glad you brought it up. I've never read a Power Rangers book ever. Never got into them at all. But just, like you said, the writer Amy Jo Johnson was one of the Power Rangers. And I love the cover. So I'm gonna read this. Thanks for picking it, Peter.
We'll give it a go. 17 people watching. Please do hit that like and subscribe, ladies and gents. It would be much appreciated for my channel, for Past Point Comics, and also for One Good Scare. Something is killing the children.
We got to do an episode one of these days where we don't pick returning favorites. I'm always, every time I see something with Something's Killing the Children or other books that we normally pick, like I pick Grimm, but this is Something's Killing the Children. I've just been into this book from the very beginning. It's written by James Tinian, and I love Jenny Frison cover art. So I just really digging this cover. It's simplistic. Doesn't show much. Just shows the main character, Erica. It looks like she's going on her next, what's going to happen in her life now. I'm
getting original TV series Incredible Hulk vibes. I'm just expecting the music.
Wow. Good point. So this says it's a perfect starting point for new readers and diehard Slaughterverse fans alike. Each standalone issue of this arc, it's going to be standalone issues. Okay.
Oh, good.
Our arc highlights Erica appearance in 5 different American towns. So yeah, I'm always digging this book, and I've been a fan of this book like when it first came out. I only wish I had bought more of the #1 when it first came out. I told myself it was going to be a hit, but I only bought about 2 or 3 covers. I wish I would have bought a lot more.
Yeah. The second volume of the hardcover comes out soon. I think within the next month or 2. So I'll definitely be picking that up.
I bought that too.
Yeah.
I got the first 2, and I'm buying this one too. I'm getting it. Just awesome looking hardcovers.
Yeah. And then I've picked this. This is a book I have talked about on a few other shows. This is Uncanny Valley #1 by Tony Fleece again. This gives us real vibes of something epic, which I loved. This kind of mix of the real world and kind of video games and cartoons and stuff going on there. Sounds really, really interesting. So Oliver is a seemingly typical 12-year-old boy, except for a mysterious family history that seems to start and end with his mother, and explainable powers, that is. He can do things other boys can't, to the point of landing him in some trouble. Baffled by the surreal, cartoonish nature of his abilities, and followed by a murder of peculiar crows, the mystery behind Oliver's family history finally unfolds. I mean, that sounds very much like the synopsis for the start of something epic. So I'm kind of wanting to read this just to see if it is a bit of a swipe from that series. But, it looks interesting. I will definitely going to give it a go because it does look interesting to me. What do you think?
I was going to pick this one too, but I had a feeling you were going to pick it. So I said, nah, let Peter pick this one. But yeah, when it comes to writer Tony Fleece, I became a fan of him when Stray Dogs came out. And I mean, like you said, it's part of seems like a little bit like something epic, where these creatures come in, So I'm really looking forward to reading this one too,
It looks interesting.
Yeah, hopefully it's a good storyline. It looks like Yosemite Sam in the front of everybody.
Yeah. So yeah, looks good. Okie dokie. So that was our picks. Just before we move on, I just want to quickly touch on this before we get to our reviews and things at the end. Just to remind everybody, #FF in the comments section to be in with a chance of winning some comic books. We've only got 6 people entered at the moment, so please do stick #FF into the comments if you want to try and win some comics, and we'll draw them after this little promotion. So Slab Crusader is a UK online comic book seller who sells some amazing books for very, very good prices. Recommend you check out their website. Myself and some of the other guys over on the Killer Comic Show have been supporting Slab Crusader with a comic box that they're pulling together. Basically, each month you get 6 new comics picked by the comic book community. and it's 19.99 stacked or 24 quid shipped. So stacked, basically, James will keep a hold of all of the books until you're ready for them all to be delivered. The comics in the book box are picked by myself, James, and the Killer Comic Show, and then books are picked also by the community. So books in the box this month: Slab Crusader picked Nightwing 113, great looking cover. Killer Comic Show has picked Darth Maul 1, which is very cool, and I've picked that Labyrinth book I was just talking about. You get to pick which cover you want for each of those books, so you can pick one of those ones. Just had a power cut, Mr. Original Subtones. You're just in time, dead man. Stick hashtag FF in the comments, mate. So Slab Crusaders pick these books that his community will vote on: Edge of Spider-Verse 3, Akagon, Brutalizer of Gods, that sounds interesting, Pooh versus Bambi, again, interesting. Killer Comic Show, their choices are going to be Masters of the Universe Revolution 1, Something Epic 9, and Blow Away number 1. And over on my channel, this will go live tomorrow for people to vote on. We're going to do Blood Hunt 1. That's that Red Band trailer I was talking about, Ephraim. So that's the book you picked earlier in the show. We're going to also have Uncanny Valley number 1 and Avengers Twilight number 5. So my community can vote on those books and pick which one they want to go in the box. So check out the website Slab Crusader and build the box, because it's pretty cool and you get it for a really good price. Okie dokie, let's pick some comics, should we? So just going to quickly jump onto the giveaway tool. We've got 9 people entered. Please do hit hashtag FF if you want to be entered. We'll put it on the screen, and 5 seconds, guys, then we will draw this freebie. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. And let's see who's today's winner will be. Yay, it's GP Venom. GP Venom. Fuzzy, what happened to the Weapon X and Kid Venom books? I thought they were in it. Was that last month, Fuzzy? Not sure if that was last month, mate. Can't remember. So GP, well done, my friend. You've won some comic books, so we'll pick them for you now. Ephraim, I've got me big box. You can pick all 5, so just tell us when to stop randomly, and I'm going to pick the book in front in each occasion. So just tell us when to stop.
Stop.
And again.
Stop.
And again.
Stop.
Oh, that was a dramatic one. I like that. And again.
Alto.
What?
That's stop in Spanish. Alto.
Is that right? And again.
Stop.
And one more.
Stop.
Okie dokie. GP, send us your address. And we'll... Oh, I've lost Ephraim. Send us your... Oh, he's back. Send us your address, GP, and we'll send these books out to you. So, just to show you what you have won, you have got... What's that? Oh, variant cover for Dark Ages. Can't remember the artist on that, but he was at Thought Bubble last year. So that's a variant cover for Dark Ages. Radiant Black. Homage to Wolverine. Very nice. Ooh, it's a shiny. That's a nice book. That's a pricey book. It's a San Diego Comic Con exclusive, I think, or one of the UK American Comic Con exclusives. Nice shiny foil cover of good old Starfire. Foil cover. I know Fuzzy likes a foil. Amazing Spider-Man number 7 with the Vulture. And Predator versus Wolverine, Scotty Young. So yeah, nice stuff. Okay, drop us a line, GP, and we will get those sent out to you as soon as possible. So drop us a line on Instagram. Okie dokie. So next we've got Nope. And what this is basically the section of the show where we talk about books that are coming out that we're just not going to read. We're not reading. So Ephraim, we're going to start with you. This one. What's this all about?
I had to go through the advanced book orders like multiple times to find a book that I said no, about. So, and this is, like I said, this is our opinions. We have nothing against these books and writers. There's something when I read the title and the synopsis, does it grab my attention? and for some reason this one didn't. It's 7174 AD #1. It's a series premiere, first time in newsprint from the fever brain and drawing desk of Louise and Ashley Wood comes an all-new ongoing series collecting bits and bobs from Ash's storied career. Up first, the two full-length tales, Dual Star Racers and Miss and Mrs. So I don't know, something about this cover just I didn't like. Even when I'm reading it right now, I was like, what is the story about? So, but it could be the greatest story in the world, but this one I just said, nope, I'm not reading it.
I mean, the cover does nothing for us, I have to say. It doesn't excite us in the slightest. So yeah, I think you're probably right, mate. It's not a one for me. Not a one for me. Yeah. GP saying that's his first Scotty Young. Nice, congrats.
Wow.
Okay, my pick, Flash #8, and this breaks me little heart. This breaks me little heart because I'm a massive, out of all of the DC pantheon of characters, Flash is probably my favourite character, and in particular the Wally West version of Flash. So I was extremely excited that DC were actually giving him a bit of a fair crack of the whip, because they've screwed him over royally over the last few years, since the what you call it, New 52, where they replaced him and everything. And anyway, so this was a new family orientated book that came out, and I've read all 6 issues up till now or something like that. I read them all in one go a couple of weeks ago, and it's just not for me, sadly. It's just, and again, as you've said, Efren, this is nothing against the writers or anything like that. I'm sure it's for somebody, but for me, the storyline is just so convoluted and complicated. I cannot understand what's happening, and the art style just doesn't work for me at all for the Flash. So sadly, I'm out, because I just kind of keep pushing on with it, I have to say. Fuzzy's saying he doesn't like the S. Sai Spurrier's writing. I don't know what else he's wrote, Fuzzy, so let us know in the comments, but this writing is just so convoluted and complicated, and it's hurting me head to try and understand what's happening. So until this team, because it's not just the writer, it's the art style I don't like, until this team step down and we get a new take on it, I will be stepping away from this, because I just can't be chewed with it anymore. And comics aren't cheap, Efren. No. $4 for a comic. These things aren't cheap anymore.
I have been reading this too, and I don't know. I like that they included Wally West, because I always like the character too, and they did him wrong throughout the year. But I just don't like the way his kids have powers now too, and I don't know. It's just something to read. Nothing that's gonna keep me that I'm gonna remember.
Yeah. So they're 2 books that we're not going to be reading.
Yeah.
But what we have been reading recently, so just a couple of brief reviews for you, and we'll start with you, from Planet of the Apes.
Oh my gosh, when I first started reading this is going back to the original series, like a prequel to Planet of the Apes, and it just has the main characters, the scientists Cornelius and Zira, and Nova. She's in it too, and it shows like a part of their life before everything happened. They're starting to get ideas that they're not that the apes weren't the dominating species everybody thought there was. The forbidden zone is mentioned. They show bits and pieces of going into the subway, and it says New York subway there, So it's just like a prequel to Planet of the Apes, which I enjoyed that movie so much. Yeah. And this artwork reminds me of the series a lot. So it's just been a good read for me.
I think I read the first issue. I can't remember. I definitely read. There've been a few Planet of the Apes miniseries over the last year or so, haven't there? Yeah. I've definitely read one. But I don't think it's this particular book. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. Are you excited for the new movie? The trailer looks very good.
Yeah, it looks very good. Yeah.
So can't wait.
Hopefully it's a good movie. Yep.
My pick is Our Bones Dust. I can't remember if I mentioned this one before. I think I probably have, but this is the latest issue just out this week. This is flaming amazing. And I've tried really hard to pick 2 pages that aren't too graphic. Basically, this is set in some kind of future dystopia where humanity have just kind of devolved almost into cannibalistic tribes, and even the speech patterns very kind of laboured and things like that. And they've been hunting this, you don't know if it's a girl or a boy, but this young feral kid for a while now. And this is kind of, in this issue, they catch up with the kid, with disastrous effects for them in this kind of dilapidated building and she just takes them apart. I mean, it's just amazing to read in terms of how she dispatches all these people. And alongside that, you've got this weird kind of visitor thing, which is that white thing on the other page, which is a kind of a, at first I thought it was like a watcher. So it's a being from another planet who's there collecting samples on the planet, and it's kind of trying to help the young feral kid. End of this issue shows that it's going to be a real interesting next couple of issues, because the alien has combined with one of the kids to try and fend off this enemy thing.
Wow.
It's just really, really cool. The artwork's brilliant. The storyline's brilliant. I really, really do recommend people go and read it, because it's just brutal beyond belief. We've got Chris Bell joining me. Sorry about a frog in my throat. Evening, I've been left alone with my children tonight. The house is trashed. The kids are running around with my pants on their heads, and I'm locked in the kitchen nursing a Guinness. Good for you, mate. Good for you.
Yeah, sounds like a good time.
Yeah, just hide under the table.
Yeah.
How's that for timing? Our bones of dust is exactly what I'm living right now. Yeah, I mean, it's a phenomenal read. It really is a phenomenal read. You did Coda, Alienated, lots of weird X titles. Damn them all. Yeah, I don't think I've read. Chris, don't think I've read that. Fuzzy, Chris Bill, the angry neighbor. Chris Bill's someone I work with. That's why I've slipped up. He's one of my colleagues. Yeah. So yeah, great series. Recommend you reading that one. Books that are coming out, this week. So coming out next Comic Book Day, which will be next week.
Yeah.
You had to pick an X book, didn't you?
There you go, Fuzzy. I had to pick an X-Men book. There was no way I'm not going to read this book. If you don't know what's happened to the Beast in the X-Men titles, he's gone evil. He's just become like the dark X-Men from Age of Apocalypse. He's just anything to survive mutant kind, he'll do it. And he's not the hangpin that we all knew, which he went down a really dark path. He cloned Wolverines and just to be like his killing machines. And at the end, he did escape. They were after him, but looks like it's coming to a conclusion. And this, to me, is an homage from from the Beast and Wonder Man buddy episodes. I mean, issues from years gone by, which I always enjoyed. Simon Williams and Hank McCoy. They were like when they were with the Avengers together. They did these buddy show episodes, and I really enjoyed it. And I do kind of miss the old Beast. So, hopefully this will be the return of him in a way. So the dynamic duo returns in a simpler time. The bounding Beast partnered up with the Avenger Wonder Man. But after Beast fall from grace, is there any chance these two can see eye to eye, in a last desperate attempt to take down Beast, witness the return of Beast? I like the way they're making him come back. And, I've read what's going to happen to him basically. So I just hopefully, I just really enjoyed this buddy episodes when they used to be together.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think the writing's on the wall for how they're going to bring them back.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Fuzzy's just saying there is a horrendous Beast.
Yes, I remember that one.
It was with Wolverine, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was it Christopher Taylor? I can't remember the artist. But surprisingly, it was by a really good artist. I think it was Christopher Taylor. Yeah. But someone who's done stunning work in the past. It was just awful.
That
just
cover,
awful.
I was like, yikes.
Yeah. Oh, look at that, Efren. There's the stuff of nightmares for you, mate. Yeah. So I've picked this. This is from Scout Comics, issue number 1, Roman Ritual. This is another horror tale set in the Vatican of demonic creatures and things like that. I just think it looks mint. This is coming out next week. And it basically says, new ongoing series, a murder of cardinals has shaken the Vatican, but this murder is so cruel and vicious that it goes far beyond any crime or conspiracy that has ever taken place in the Vatican. And that's saying something. Self-exiled priest John Brennan is recalled to Rome as the church's most daring exorcist. His mission to confront the evil spreading within the walls of the Vatican itself. I showed this, Fuzzy, on last night's Killer Comic Show. I think this looks amazing. Recommend people pick that one up. I think that's going to be a scary, scary book. Classic covers, Efren. Classic covers. So we've both picked a couple of covers that we really like from days gone by.
Yeah.
And you've picked Submariner.
Yeah, I was looking at this book. I have it, and just it's simple. It's a simple cover, but I like the way they have like so a photo, it looks probably of New York City, and it just a real picture of New York City, but then in the forefront they have Submariner flying through the air. It's very unique, and I always dug these type of covers when they show like real Earth, so to speak, or real photos, and then they put a character on top of it. This came out in 1968. It's art by John Buscema and cover story and story by Roy Thomas. This is just going back to days when I used to just look at these covers. It's like, God dang it, I gotta buy this book.
Is that?
And I just think it's a cool cover.
That's not a presidential kind of parade, is it? Is that not?
It may be, there's some type of parade. Obviously, I think it's New York City, which have ticker tape parades, so to speak.
Yeah.
And this is set in the 1960s. And most likely you see all the policemen. So it probably is. I never thought about that.
Looks cool. It does look cool.
I think it's a cool looking cover.
Have you got this one? Have you?
I have this one, yes.
Yeah, I've not got this one. I like that.
It's a cool looking cover.
And then I've gone classic Crisis, that amazing cover from George Perez, with all those DC characters. I mean, the time he must have spent on this cover, you know, amazing artwork, and just that iconic image of Superman holding Supergirl, tears in his eyes. Absolutely love this cover. Christ, this little run had a couple of classics. So there's this one and the Flash cover, where Barry Allen. Yeah.
I recently read this again this last year. This one because for some reason I just read it again. Yeah. And Supergirl, just the way she dies in this issue, sometimes I wish they wouldn't bring back characters. It was so heartbreaking. When she died, basically saving her cousin. But then she's been back so many years now, reiterations of her. Sometimes I wish they would just keep them away for a long time. And
I agree.
It kind of cheapens their death somewhat.
I think it does. It diminishes the death, doesn't it? Yeah. So, and you're right. A heroic death.
Yeah.
Fuzzy, I recommend The Infernals. Yeah, he was messaging about that absolutely incredible story. Issue 1 out this week. Fantastic. Yeah. Recommend that one. And also, our friend Alex Cormack did is it cover B, I think, Fuzzy, for that. So well worth a read. And this week he's saying Transformers.
Wow.
The Deviant. The Infernals are my favourite so far. Yeah, I really enjoyed The Deviant, Fuzzy. I read that one yesterday, I think it was. That was very cool. Some very good books this week, actually. Some strong comics this week. So yeah, good stuff. Okie dokie, that's it. Coming soon. Stuff we've got coming up in the next few weeks. Just to mention, I know I've mentioned this a few times, but we've got a charity night on the 1st of March where we're going to raise some money for mental health charities. So please do jump on that if you can. Fuzzy's just confirmed, it's cover B, the Alex Cormack cover. So yeah, please do jump on that. Monday night, we've got the return of Ask Us Anything. Me, Efren and James. We're going to be talking all the latest comic news and giving up the opportunity for you guys in the chat to ask us whatever you want. We're going to be doing that because I'll not be doing a Saturday night live show this week. I'm going to have tomorrow night off because we've got a big family event on Sunday. So I need some headspace. So no Saturday night live this week. And instead we'll do some of the kind of the news items and things like that on the Monday show. If there's any news items that you want me to talk about in particular, drop us a line on Instagram and we'll make sure we'll add them to the chat. So that's Monday night. Just to mention, One Good Scare Show, loads of great content on there, so please do go and check. Oh, sorry, Chris, I'll be asking James how he feels about Madam Web. Jesus, don't. God, I thought he was going to have some kind of episode. So One Good Scare Show, please do go check that out. And give us a sub. We're doing really well on that channel in terms of subscriptions and things now. Would really like some more people watching the live shows, so please do support it as best you can. And then the Killer Comic Show, pushing out loads of great content at the moment. We're back on Wednesday with Thank FOC. It's Friday. It's not Friday. Thank FOC. It's Wednesday. So check that out. And then on Thursday, we'll have the usual Killer Comic Show. Fuzzy. And the Salmonella Scare. I can talk about the Salmonella Scare, mate. We'll get Edwina on. That'll be good. Discuss the financial crisis of 2008.
Do whatever. We'll take any topics on.
Yeah. Efren can lead on that. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Either will do. He's an expert. Brilliant. Curry and Major Affair. Yeah. Jesus, I'm going to regret this. So that's Edwina Curry and John Major, the Prime Minister at the time. Okay. So, Efren, anything else coming up on your channel you want to mention, bud?
No, I'm still doing a lot of shorts. I've been really getting into that. It's a lot easier to do. Not as time consuming as doing a regular video. So I've been doing shorts. Tomorrow I may be going live. I'm going to be going to a small comic book convention. It's called Cocktails and Comics. If I like it, I might go on Instagram live and show you guys around. It's in Los Angeles. So I'm gonna be going up there.
That would be very cool. And when you say comics and cocktails, do you get cocktails when you're there?
Yes, I asked. When I did my comic culture last Monday, one of the guys, Nando, he's a vendor. He's gonna be there. Yeah. And at the end of the video, I think I posted on Instagram too. Is there gonna be a bar there? He goes, yes. I went, okay, just making sure. But you're talking about how there's so much distance in the United States going from one place to another. From San Diego to Los Angeles, it's about a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
So it's not close, so to speak, but I'm going to trek up there just for the day.
That'll be fun. Make sure you do go live on Instagram. I'll definitely be watching that.
I'll do it for a couple minutes coming around.
I've been enjoying your lives when you've been in Disney. So I've jumped on a few of those. They've been really cool.
So I was like showing out to people, don't have a chance to go to, and they just made the announcements for Star Wars night at Disneyland.
Oh, right.
Well, I went last year and it was a blast. I'm going to go again this year, man. It was so much fun.
Very cool. Very cool. Okie dokie. Thank you so much, Efren. It's been a pleasure as ever. And thank you so much to guys in the chat. You've been brilliant. We've had 20 odd people watching, still got 19 people watching. So thank you for that. Right. Please do hit that like and subscribe and hit the thumbs up for it. It is appreciated. It means a lot. Okie dokie. With that, we will call it a night. Just Fuzzy says that's called gloating, Efren. Okie dokie. Thank you very much, everybody, and we will catch you all next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye.